Okay, so we got quite a pouring here, which is awesome. Here's my tomato plants and basil and California Wonder, and my cilantro is going to bolt, and jalapenos. I have garlic and my onions and a Jolly Jester marigold, cinnamon basil, sweet basil, dark purple opal basil, daikon radishes. I think this is lamb's ear. I have Greek oregano. So there's all that. Got some things down here. The patio tomato, my trees for my bonsai. I have feverfew and chocolate mint in here. Here's a little thing that I put together from cuttings, and my cactus and the cacti, and here is my dandelions that are growing like crazy now that I gave them weed tea. I think this is called a nawaki when you put your bonsai in the ground. But here's my natural area. I need to come through and like kind of hand mow everything. I need to take out a bunch of grass and stuff and put that into a bucket again and make new weed tea. I have geraniums. I have parsley that has been knocked down from the rain. There is anise hyssop in here. And then there's the geraniums and sunflowers. Those are Zohar sunflowers from Mordecai. This flame marigold down here almost got decimated by pests, so I had to rescue that like quite a few weeks ago, like a month ago. And now that the pests have seemed to leave this area, except for right there, that freaking slug. But that plant will be okay. I'm gonna put cinnamon down because I don't want them eating this. I see another slug. They had been leaving stuff alone, but I replanted that. And then here's my willow tree from Sukkot, a cutting that I had from a tree in Sukkot. And I'm strengthening the base by putting that, the trunk by putting that in the ground. So there's that. And in here and in these rows here, this is potatoes. And then over here is also potatoes. Some of my potatoes have started to flower. And then some mini meadow. Tree branch that fell down behind my car during a storm a couple months ago. And I planted some ginger. I don't know if anything will come of it, but I planted some ginger. There's my cone flowers. Keep calling them corn flowers. I don't know why. And I have squash here. I have feverfew, salvia. I broke the top of my patio tomato some time ago, and I saved a leaf that I'd knocked over. I don't know if it'll grow anything new or just stay like that forever, but I thought it was worth a shot. Here's some more purple basil, more feverfew, more squash, and then here's my butterfly weed, milkweed. And I have some native weeds back here. I like the flowers that they make. And apparently this stuff here you can turn into a laxative if you have to. But I don't know about that, so I might, but I might not. But each of these rows, over here in front of the toilet paper one is Norland red potatoes, and there's 2 rows in there. And then this row and this row are Yukon Gold yellow potatoes. And this over here is 2 rows of russet potatoes. And each of those is going to get a dark purple basil. And then I have one at the end down here. And this duo right here is the same. And then here's my trellis for my whole beans. I planted underneath the string, I planted 2 of these, an inch deep every 3 inches. And you can get these at Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. It's rareseeds.com. And so I did all that today, with the beans at least. And I did the vertical, finished the vertical trellising. And then this here is just grass that was dead on top of the ground that I scraped up. And I'm going to put that also on top of potatoes. But then right here, like, I'm going to go all the way up to that pole. I'm going to put Blue Lake bush beans in. And, yeah, so, yeah, and I think I showed my mini meadow. I'm not sure. It has amaranth in it, a whole bunch of Portulaca moss rose, and there's also an anise hyssop in there that is working on growing. So, yeah, so that's the garden at the moment, and hopefully tomorrow I can go get straw for my potatoes and that are on the ground. It's called the roost out method, and you basically just put a potato on the ground and you cover it with straw, and then all your stuff grows above ground. And that's what I'm doing. So, but I had to put I really had to put grass clippings down from neighbors because I didn't have the money for the straw. And also, I needed that heavier material because this comes at a slope. So I had to have a heavier material initially to hold the potatoes down before I put straw in there. And I think tomorrow or Wednesday our yard is getting mowed, so hopefully I'll have some grass clippings to put on top of all of that as well. So it's the garden. And by the way, this flame marigold here is the lone seed out of like hundreds of seeds from my 2019 garden before I met Mordecai. And I had saved seeds from my favorite plant that was like really big and really bushy and just had buku-doodles of flowers, and I loved it so much. And so I saved the seeds, and when we became homeless, they were in the garage for 2.5 years, well, almost 2.5 years. So they went through a lot of weather changes, and just one survived and has produced a plant. And so I would love to grow it and then collect seed from it again because I love this one so much. So there's my garden. I'm gonna put the bamboo stakes in the basement, and maybe next year use them. I kind of just don't feel like doing it now. So there's the garden. It's coming along, and thanks for watching. Bye.